mawaqit, which is the plural of miqat, and he said miqat al-makani lil-ihram wa miqat al-zamani lil-ihram, that the appointed points of in terms of time for the ihram and in terms of the places for the ihram. So we'll first look at what is there any evidence in the text of the appointed time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says يَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الْأَحِلَّةِ قُلْ هِيَ مَوَاقِيتُ لِلنَّاسِ وَالْحَجِّ. They ask you about the new moon. This is an ayah of Surah Al-Baqarah, which I have mentioned on the next slide. That they ask you about the new moon, say that this is for the times for the people, meaning for the calculation of the time, and for the Hajj. So the new moon is a guide. How is the new moon guide? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Al-Hajju ashhurum ma'lumat, what is mentioned, I have mentioned in the lower part of the slide, that the months of Hajj are known. Now this is an ayah where the scholars have argument, because some say that this means the month of Shawwal, Dhul Qa'dah, and 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. But then the others, they argued, they said, on the 10th day Hajj is not finished, because you have the staying in the Mina and Rami of the Jamarat for 2 or 3 days after that. So how can it be that that those are all part of the Hajj? So then some said that it goes up to 13 days. But some of the other scholars, including Ibn Hazm rahimahullah, he said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not mention ayyam here. Rather, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions ashhur, which is the plural of shahr, which means months. So months, the stronger view here would be that it has to be the months, and these months are the month of Shawwal, Dhul Qa'dah, and Dhul Hijjah. These are there is also some logic in this. If somebody misses, for example, the tawaf of the Hajj, then there isn't any time restriction on that. Whenever a person realizes he has to go back and do that. But wallahu alam. So this is the time for the Hajj, from the month of Shawwal, which means that a person can take the journey and go and performs the Umrah and wait for the time of Hajj. Then we come to the prescribed station, or what we call what generally people know about the miqat. And this I want to first show you the hadith or the two narrations which concern the issue of the places, and then show you some graphics to understand this whole issue. This is there are many reports from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam about this. It's the same slide concerning the times of the Hajj, but we move on to the places. Abdullah ibn Abbas anhu's report is more comprehensive, in which he said that waqata Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam appointed, and then he mentioned the places and for whom. So he said, li ahli al-Madina Dhul Hulayfa, for the people of Medina he appointed the miqat, the place called Dhul Hulayfa. For the people of Sham, li ahli al-Sham al-Juhfa, wa li ahli al-Najd Qarn al-Manazil, for the people of Najd Qarn al-Manazil. This is the people coming from the east side of the Hijaz. And for the people of Wali Ahl al-Yaman, Yalamlama, and Yalamlama is the place for the people of Yemen. Then the Prophet ﷺ said that Fahunna lahun, these places are the miqat for themselves. So first what we discussed is the people who are coming from outside, from Medina, from Najd, from Yemen, and all around the land of Hijaz. The miqat are these points. Then he ﷺ said that for the people who live on these points, their miqat is their place, meaning their home. They start their ihram from there. following that, he said, وَلِمَنْ أَتَى عَلَيْهِنَّ مِنْ غَيْرِ أَهْلِهِنَّ لِمَنْ كَانَ يُرِيدُ الْحَجَّ وَالْعُمْرَةِ. For anyone who would come to these places, for meaning, the initial part of the hadith talks about Medina, Najd, Yemen, all these places. What about beyond that? Somebody coming from England or Japan. What about that? This is part of the hadith explained that the Prophet ﷺ said that anyone who would come to these places other than what are mentioned above with the intention of the Hajj and Umrah, then the same rule applies, that they have to enter the state of Ihram from these places. And the last thing he said that فَمَنْ كَانَ دُونَهُنَّ فَمُحَلَّهُ مِنْ أَهْلِ. For other than those, which means now we are left with those who are inside these mawaqit, inside this station. When I show the graphics, inshallah you will understand. For them, their home is the miqat, meaning the person. This is what he said, وَكَذَلِكَ حَتَّى أَهْلُ مَكَّةَ يُهِلُّونَ مِنْهَا, till the people of Makkah will start their ihram from their home. Okay. There is another station called Zat Irq, and this is for the people of Iraq, and this is proven from the hadith of Aisha radiallahu anha, which you are seeing, that Aisha radiallahu anha, she said that وَقَّتَ لِأَهْلِ الْمَدِينَةِ such and such, until she said that وَلِي أَهْلِ الْإِرَاقِ ذَاتَ عِرْقٍ. The Prophet ﷺ appointed the miqat for the people of Iraq, because the people of Iraq has the difficulty going to Qarn al-Manazil, which was a little off their way, so they had to have a long distance travel. So because of that, the Prophet ﷺ allocated Zat Irq for them. Okay, I want to show some, inshallah, some graphics explaining the hadith and going along with that, so that you understand, because this is a little bit complex issue. So if we look at if we start from looking at the map of the globe, which you would see now. You can see the blue or the red dot appearing. That's where England is. So if we consider that we are here and we travel to, in fact it's a blue spot which is traveling, that's where Jeddah is. So you will go and land over there. If we zoom into the map of Saudi, there are two airports where most people land, in fact all of them, Medina, and second is Jeddah. And this is the area we need to focus, so we go a little bit more zoomed in, and this is the map I want to explain the miqat on. First look at the towns. So we have the town of Mecca in the middle in blue, then we have Medina on top in the north, we have Jeddah on the west coast. Okay. Now this is the hadith which you are seeing on the right side, the Abbas radiallahu report, what I have shown you in the Arabic text. This is the translation of that. That he said that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam appointed or allocated these stations for us. The first thing he said that for the people of Ahl al-Madinah Dhul Hulayfa, for the people of Medina, where is Dhul Hulayfa? You would see that it is just underneath Medina, in the south of Medina, and this is not Dhul Hulayfa anymore. This is called Abiyar Ali, where people enter their state of Ihram. There is a masjid there, so most buses or coaches, they go and stop there. You can take a bath over there, and you can change your clothes, and then you make the niyyah, so entering the state of Ihram. For the people of Sham is Al-Juhfa, which is on the west coast, And Al-Juhfa is again, there is a place called Rabab close to it, which is now being used as the miqat. For the people of Najd, we have Qarn al-Manazil, which again has changed its name to As-Sail al-Kabir. For the people of Yemen, which will appear in the south, is the Yalamlama. It is still the same name. And the people of Iraq have the Dhat Irq, which is above Qarn al-Manazil, you can see. So in this way you can see a circuit is made, and this is the miqat circuit, shall we say. One of the argument among scholars is whether Jeddah is miqat or not miqat. It is, I want to leave this now, but inshallah if there is an issue then we can discuss this at a later point. So the Prophet ﷺ said that these points are miqat for themselves. Okay, people who live there, their miqat is where they are. Those who are, anyone who is coming from outside with the intention of Hajj and Umrah, and this is the important thing about it, that someone who goes from England to Makkah with the intention of doing some business, then he is not included in that. So it is good for a Muslim that whenever for whatever purpose he goes, then most people would want to perform Umrah, so they should enter the ihram from the miqat. But if the purpose purely is trade or business or some job which they have to do frequently, they have to come and go, then it is not necessary for them to enter the state of ihram from the miqat if the purpose is something different. So you can see that this is the people who are on the mawaqit there, ihram starts from there. Those who come from outside, no matter where they are coming from, their ihram starts again from there. But those who are within that area, then their miqat is, this is the last part of the hadith, which is the translation is shown there. And that is within the red circle, okay, which has just changed the color. If I go back and what you are seeing is turning into green, this is the area where the miqat is your home. So person who lives in Makkah, then his miqat is his house or wherever within this circuit. So this is so what we are left with is three different colors: the green inside, the red line, and all the blue, which is all the rest of the world. For everyone, the miqat is on these points. Of course, those who are traveling by air, when they cross this line in the air, then that's before that they should make intention. In fact, they should make intention well before that, because they are not traveling on land that they will go and stop on the masjid and then they will make their niyyah and they will continue their journey. Rather, they are in the aircraft, which would pass very fast over the line. So when it is announced that you are going to approach the miqat, one should have already taken his bath, changed his clothes to whatever is necessary, and made the intention, so that when you pass, then you have already made the intention. Now I want to the next thing I want to talk about is manners and the sunnah of the ihram. There are four things in this. What you can see on this slide: the taking a bath before entering before the ihram, applying perfume, which is a sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the prayer before ihram, and the talbiyah. These are the four issues. There is some misunderstanding which I want to clear, inshallah, about this. It is recommended that one takes a bath, though this is a sunnah, it is a recommendation, it is not obligatory to take a bath. It is known from what you would see, inshallah, from the next slide, it is known from from Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhu that he would sometime take a bath